At dawn, on the southern coast of Victoria, the road curves out of the mist, and the ocean opens up beside you. Great limestone stacks rising straight out of the surf, and for a moment it feels less like a drive and more like the opening scene of a film. Australia is a country built for the road, a continent so vast and so varied that you can pass from rainforest to red desert to alpine snow in a matter of days, all of it connected by some of the most breathtaking drives anywhere on Earth. These are 10 of the most beautiful drives in Australia, the ultimate bucket list for anyone who believes the journey matters just as much as the destination. What makes driving in Australia so extraordinary is the sheer range of it, because within a single country you will find tropical coastlines fringed by the world's largest reef, ancient mountain ranges older than life itself, forests of towering trees, and deserts that glow deep red at sunset. No two of these drives feel remotely alike, and each one rewards you not with a single famous view, but with hours of changing landscape that unfold slowly through the windscreen. So settle in, because this is a journey across the entire continent, from the tropics to the Alps, and we are saving the very best for last. In the 10th place, the Alpine Way winds upward to reveal Australia's highest country, proving this continent is not defined only by sun-baked beaches and vast inland deserts. This spectacular mountain pass climbs through the high country of New South Wales, where the road curves beneath the stark, pale branches of ancient snow gums and opens onto quiet alpine peaks that watch over carved glacial valleys. During the winter, the landscape undergoes a complete transformation as the asphalt becomes a silent, white passage threading directly through snowfields under the shadow of Mount Kosciuszko. When the warmer seasons return, the melting ice fills the valleys with rushing mountain streams, painting the meadows with wild alpine flowers and clearing the air to invite an unhurried, reflective pace. It is a route shaped by quiet majesty, dramatic seasonal contrast, and a spacious atmosphere that rewards drivers who choose to linger, setting a wonderful tone for the drives ahead by showing how completely the Australian earth can shift. Number 9. Leaving the outskirts of Sydney to follow the shoreline north toward the state border, this coastal highway trades high mountain frost for the relaxed rhythm of the sea, unfolding as the classic Australian summer drive. The asphalt sweeps along a beautiful margin where the land meets the water, tracing a continuous chain of golden beaches, timber-clad headlands, and quiet coastal towns where life moves slowly at the pace of the tides. Along this coastal path, the vast Pacific Ocean remains an almost constant companion through the windscreen, its rolling swells and white surf framing the eastern horizon. As the kilometers unfold, the cool southern breeze slowly softens into a warmer, gentle draft, signaling a gradual transition into the subtropical north. This long, unbroken stretch of shoreline provides an expansive sense of motion, carrying travelers along a sun-drenched corridor where the coastal air grows warmer and the invitation of the salt water is always present. 8th place turns our path away from the ocean and far into the dry interior, where the Flinders Ranges rise like the weathered spine of a sleeping giant. Here, the road winds through a timeless corridor of red soil and exposed rock walls that began forming 800 million years ago, offering a drive defined by silence, immense scale, and a complete sense of isolation. As the hours slip by, the midday ochre of the quartzite peak slowly softens, catching the late afternoon sun to glow in shades of burning gold. At the heart of this ancient terrain lies Wilpena Pound, a vast natural rock amphitheatre that cradles a quiet basin within its jagged rim. Driving through these prehistoric gorges, past stately river-red gums that have stood for centuries, the atmosphere grows heavy with the weight of geological time. It is a slow, meditative passage that captures the true essence of the outback, leaving the hum of modern life far behind as the dirt roads guide us through a country that has held its shape across eras. Number 7 reveals an unexpectedly green tropical highland rising high above the coastline of far north Queensland, where the Atherton Tablelands offer a cooler, softer climate, that surprises many who travel this far north. Climbing away from the humid coast, the road leads into an elevated world where rolling dairy pastures meet ancient volcanic crater lakes, such as Lake Acom, and quiet pockets of dense rainforest. The air grows crisp and fresh through the open windows, carrying the cool veil of mist from waterfalls like Mila Mila, where rushing water strikes dark basalt stone before settling into quiet, fern-fringed pools. Around almost every sweeping bend of this mountain drive, the landscape shifts to reveal another hidden cascade, a still lake reflecting the early morning sky, or a towering curtain of deep green foliage belonging to the Wet Tropics World Heritage Area. It is a peaceful, refreshing journey through a fertile plateau that contrasts beautifully with the dry outback and surf-beaten coastlines found elsewhere, offering a gentle, slow-paced drive where the scent of eucalyptus and damp earth fills the canopy, and the distant call of a cassowary echoes through the ancient trees. Sixth place leads to the far southwestern corner of the continent, where the roads of the Margaret River region wind through a dramatic meeting of land and sea. Here, the pavement sweeps beneath the massive boughs of towering karri forests, where some of the tallest hardwood trees on Earth filter the afternoon light before suddenly opening onto a wild, surf-beaten coastline. It is a journey shaped by striking transitions, where the dark green of the ancient canopy gives way to the brilliant blue of the Indian Ocean in the span of a single turn. Along these coastal stretches, world-class surf beaches meet limestone cliffs that conceal ancient subterranean chambers like Mammoth Cave, offering a constant sense of discovery. As the road moves inland, the forest yields to orderly rows of historic vineyards, where the exceptionally clean southern air and clear waters nourish some of the country's most celebrated soils. Driving here during the spring months reveals a path decorated with blooming wildflowers, adding soft color beneath the massive tree trunks. This route offers a refined harmony between the lush, shadowed depths of the tall tree walks and the sunlit expanse of the sea, carving a passage through a corner of Western Australia where diverse environments exist in quiet, elegant balance. Number 5 leads us to a remarkable 70-kilometre corridor in far north Queensland, where the edge of the continent meets the Coral Sea. This winding ribbon of coastal asphalt connects Cairns to Port Douglas, offering an intimate journey along a narrow geographical margin where two World Heritage wonders sit side by side. On one hand, the ancient dense canopy of the wet tropics rainforest tumbles directly down steep mountain slopes, almost touching the shoreline, while just offshore lies the vast, living expanse of the Great Barrier Reef. The road itself hugs the dramatic cliffs and sweeps past quiet, palm-fringed beaches, offering spectacular open views of the turquoise waters at every single turn. Driving this scenic route feels like moving through a living postcard, where the deep green of the canopy constantly meets the shifting blues of the ocean. Beyond its visual beauty, the drive carries significant ecological responsibility, requiring careful environmental monitoring to manage highway sediment runoff and protect the fragile marine park. While shorter than the expansive outback highway routes, this condensed stretch packages an extraordinary amount of ecological richness into a brief afternoon, providing a breathtaking, slow-paced transition where the shade of the ancient forest peacefully yields to the sunlit rhythm of the reef. Number 4 leads us across the water to the Great Eastern Drive, where the intense heat of the mainland yields to a cooler, gentler island climate of remarkable clarity. Tracing the eastern edge of Tasmania, this quiet coastal highway presents a completely different palette, defined by some of the most pristine white sands and extraordinarily clear waters on Earth. Along the spectacular northern sweep known as the Bay of Fires, massive granite boulders coated in bright orange lichen meet the edge of a brilliant turquoise sea, creating a stunning visual signature that is exceptionally vivid, remaining bright and peaceful without feeling crowded. As the asphalt curves further south, the horizon shifts to reveal the dramatic, softly glowing pink granite peaks of the Hazards, which rise steeply above quiet bays and one of the most photographed crescent beaches in the world. The drive offers a serene, unhurried passage through a world of exceptional purity, where the cool salt air feels crisp and the bright coastal light illuminates empty shores that seem to stretch on forever. It is a route of quiet discovery, offering a refreshing stillness that settles over the spirit and prepares the traveler for the raw, wild beauty of the final destinations on our path. Coming to the top 3, the Red Center Way opens up a vast desert passage framed not by soft green hills, but by raw geological power and immense cultural weight. This remote red dirt road carries travelers toward the great monolith of Uluru, the massive domed formations of Kata Chuta rising abruptly from the plain, and the sheer, plunging walls of Wataraka, also known as Kings Canyon. Out here, the natural world is reduced to its barest elements. Brilliant blue sky, red earth, and ancient rock structures that seem to ignite in shades of copper, and violet at sunrise and sunset. The unpaved stretches of the loop demand careful preparation, requiring drivers to carry extra water, which naturally encourages a slower, more deliberate pace. This unhurried speed allows the ancient silence of the plains to settle over the cabin, making the shift from the sealed highway to the red dust feel like a step back into a timeless era. Yet what makes this drive so remarkable is not a conventional sort of beauty, but the quiet, stirring power of the country itself, a stretch of earth that many describe as the most moving drive in Australia. At the core of this experience is a respectful acknowledgement of Indigenous custodianship, where the Anangu co-manage the national park, guiding visitors to see past the physical grandeur and connect with the spiritual significance of these ancestral lands. Slowing down to follow guided walks and strictly observing local access rules turns this outback transit into a mindful traversal, where the sheer age of the red cliffs invites a quiet, meditative rhythm. In second place, the Grand Pacific Drive proves that a shorter route can deliver some of the most concentrated visual drama on the continent, showing how a brief afternoon behind the wheel can leave a lasting impression on those who seek the sea. Leaving the southern edge of Sydney, the road winds through the quiet, shaded heights of the Royal National Park before descending toward the Coal Coast, where the sandstone cliffs fall away to reveal the Sea Cliff Bridge, an extraordinary ribbon of pre-stressed concrete that curves gracefully out over the breaking waves of the Pacific. For hundreds of meters, the tarmac leaves the solid rock entirely, suspended on elegant piers at the very base of the towering cliffs, offering a driving experience where you float between the sheer, forested escarpment rising on one side and the vast, dark ocean swelling endlessly on the other. Beyond this ambitious feat of coastal engineering, the path continues southward, slowing down as it weaves through quiet seaside villages where local life moves to the slow rhythm of the tides, before plunging into pockets of cool, lush coastal rainforest. It is a route where the spray of the ocean clings to the windscreen, and the salt air mixes with the scent of damp earth under the canopy, wrapping a massive amount of ecological variety into a single, unforgettable afternoon of driving. And finally, in first place, the Great Ocean Road stands as the ultimate expression of the Australian coastal drive, combining history, wild natural beauty, and a powerful emotional pull. Spanning 240 kilometres along the rugged southern edge of Victoria, this National Heritage listed highway began in September 1919, hand-carved into the sheer cliffs by 3,000 returned First World War soldiers. Completed in 1932, the pavement serves as the world's longest-living war memorial, a lasting monument to sacrifice that transforms a simple road trip into a powerfully moving passage. The drive sweeps gracefully past the legendary surf breaks of Bells Beach, slips through the cool, damp fern gullies and ancient beech trees of the Otway rainforest, and winds through peaceful seaside towns like Lorne and Apollo Bay, where local life moves with the rhythm of the waves. Every bend of this coastal tarmac brings a shifting view of the horizon, where the blue of the sea meets the green of the hills. It is a route that gathers every extraordinary element of the Australian coast: the cool ocean breeze, the towering green canopies, the dramatic headlands, and combines them into a single, flowing masterpiece. The crowning moment of this drive arrives at Port Campbell National Park, where the towering limestone stacks of the 12 Apostles rise majestically from the churning Southern Ocean, catching the low-angle light to glow in brilliant shades of gold at sunset. This spectacular view unites the themes of scale and memory, proving that if you only ever choose one Australian road trip to experience, this should be it. As our travels across this vast, beautiful continent come to a close, which of these breathtaking drives sits at the top of your bucket list? Or which of these roads have you already had the privilege to drive? Subscribe to follow along as we explore more of the world's most spectacular roads. Across these 10 routes, one truth emerges. Australia's roads are not mere transit lines, but living thresholds where the continent's immense variety unfolds directly through the windscreen. This reminds us that in a land of such grand scale, the true destination is always the journey itself. Which of these breathtaking drives is next on your bucket list? Subscribe for more cinematic journeys.